Hello and welcome at Grand Farm and especially here at the Grand Garten. My name is Alfred Grand. I'm an organic farmer and entrepreneur from Austria. Grand Farm is located about 30 kilometers northwest of Vienna. The village is called Absdorf and the region is called Wagram. Historically, our journey started about 25 years ago when I got interested in composting and vermicomposting. And because I didn't know anything about composting and about vermicomposting, because I had a very basic education, I didn't attend a university, for example, I had to look for know-how. And I approached the University of Life Science based in Vienna, BOKU, and I asked the scientists for help. And from there on, we started to cooperate, we worked together, and this was really an interesting journey. And I always say I'm trained by earthworms, because the scientists, they gave me all the knowledge, they gave me the studies and the research, and I tried to observe the activity of my friends and workers, the earthworms, and so I realized how important soil health is, how important the interaction between plant roots and microbes and the soil is. So I got more and more interested, and we started to cooperate, doing research together with the university. And soon, in 2006, I converted my farm from conventional to organic. And then in 2014, I was invited to attend the European Innovation Partnership for Agriculture in Brussels. I was invited to be part of 3 different focus groups, and I met 60 different scientists, and they again invited me to conferences and to be part of different research projects. So our research gained more and more interest, and our activity was more and more a part of the research community. And in 2018 I decided to convert my farm to a research and demonstration farm. So what we are doing now is we focus on 3 different topics. One is soil health, inspired by the earthworms, by the work of the earthworms. One is agroforestry, which is bringing back trees and bushes into arable land. And another pillar of research is market gardening, which you can see in the back. And at Grand Farm, we are looking for systemic solutions for the future of agriculture. So we are looking for solutions that do not only produce more yield, but at the same time try to mitigate climate change, at the same time try to adapt to climate change, at the same time we want to stop the loss of biodiversity, but at the same time we also want to create jobs, and at the same time we want to regenerate our soil. We want to keep our air healthy and clean, and we want to keep the water body clean. So we want to see this systemic approach, and there we look for examples of good production systems, and we found, at the moment, we found 2 of them. One is agroforestry, and the other one is market gardening. So this is where we try to focus our research on, and the main topic is always soil health, because soil is the basis, the foundation of agriculture, the foundation of food, and the foundation of life. So this is what we do, and when we say we are a research and demonstration farm, we do not only receive calls from scientists who ask us if they can use one of our fields, but instead we try to initiate the research. So we try to provide ideas, provide innovations from our farm, but also provide the challenges and the problems that we face on the farm, in the garden. And we provide these topics to the scientific community, and we have a huge network, fortunately. And the scientists then are invited to do the research on our farm. So we, as the team at the farm doesn't do any research, but we invite people to come in and do the research on our farm, and it's about 10 to 15 projects we are involved every year. Something that is also an important part of Grand Farm and was always something that we wish to do is having cooperations. So this is a classical cooperation that we have right now. These trees, they are coming from an NGO here in Austria. It's called Noah's Ark, and they are collecting heritage vegetable seeds. So they already have more than 6,000 different vegetable seed varieties which they collect and which they always try to bring it back into consumption. And now they also collect heritage fruit tree varieties. And our cooperation is the guys from the NGO, from Arche Noah, they bring the trees, so they deliver the trees to us, they plant them, they take care of them, and our only thing that we have to take care is that we are not allowed to remove them for the next 20 years. And it would be stupid to remove them, because we can get all the apples, we can have all the peaches for our customers, we can put them into our vegetable box. And every single tree that you see here is a different variety. So these are apple trees, peach trees and plum trees, but every single tree is a different variety. So this is one of the cooperations we are running here at Grand Farm, especially in the garden. But we're also doing other things. We are cooperating with the Federal Institute for Water Management, and they are monitoring the wind speeds ahead of and behind of the agroforestry system. So this is also an important work that is done because it's a very long-term project. So they want to see when will the hedge be grown up enough to reduce the wind speed, and we measure the wind speed on 4 different positions, and also soil moisture, soil temperature and other things. So this is again a partnership, a cooperation that we run here. And there is another one ahead of us, or behind at the top of the container. You can see a nest, and that's a barn owl nest. And we also have other nest boxes here for singing birds, but especially the barn owl nest is really something worth talking about, because we are working together with an NGO called Vagram Pur, and they are bringing barn owl babies here and feed them every day. They come back and feed these baby birds, and when they are grown up enough so they can start flying, then they open the nest boxes, and then they can come out and they stay in the area for a couple of weeks, and then they fly away. But the reason why this is done is because we want them to come back when they start breeding. And this is so they are branded, kind of branded into the location. And really this year we had success. We had the first couple breeding on our farm, barn owl couple, and this is really important for us. So we are very happy about this, because you have to know, in Austria there is only 50 couples of barn owls known which are actively breeding. So it's a very rare bird, and we want to bring them back. And it's not only nice to see the birds back on our farm, but we also get something that's called functional biodiversity, because these barn owls, they catch our mice, so we get rid of our pests, and this is really important. And I'll show you another example of cooperation that we have here. And this is a cooperation that we run together with a Lower Austrian NGO, or an Austrian NGO also, and they are an NGO for bat protection. So what we do is we monitor these bats. So here you can see the forest box. It's called forest box because this box, when the sun goes down, the microphone adjusts, opens up, and every time a bat is flying by, it's recorded on, and you can take the information, put it on in the computer, and then the computer can tell you how often in the night when a bat is flying by, and it can even analyze from the sound, from the recording. It can even analyze which species of bat it was, and with some bat species it can even say, was it just traveling by or was it hunting at the same time. So this is really also again a long time monitoring project where we want to see if the development of this wind hedge is doing something good for the diversity and for the abundance of bats here in the region. When we stay here in the agroforestry system, another cooperation comes into my mind. We're working here with Bioforschung Austria, an Austrian research NGO, working on organic research in Austria already for a very long time. And what they do is they monitor the abundance and the variety, diversity of ground beetles, butterflies and wild bees several times per year, and they do it already for 3-4 years. And it's also again something where we want to show that implementing agroforestry system has also benefits for the biodiversity and also for the functional biodiversity, because you have to know ground beetles, they eat pests, they eat for example the eggs of the slugs and other pests. So a lot of cooperations that we are running, and this is really important for us because every time someone is visiting us, someone is coming for a tour and they have good ideas, new ideas, then we try to implement them on the farm because we think we should not only try to have a system thinking from our perspective, but we should also involve other people from other sectors because they also have their different perspective, and they always have to bring in something which is valuable for our farm, but also for our food production system, for our environment, and even for our society and the planet, and most important, for the future of the next generations.